Hey there, everybody. Neil Tyra, estate planning attorney here in Rockville, Maryland. Hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend and that we are starting to come out of the pandemic situation to some extent, although everybody should be careful. I know our family is going to try and continue to practice social distancing and other safety measures to ensure that we all stay safe and well. A couple weeks ago, I did a video. We talked about the effect of putting your children or putting a third party's name on the deed of your house and how that's not a really good estate planning idea. And one of the comments that I got a lot of comments back on that video. One of the comments that I got was, but what about taxes, Neil? What about the taxes that we have to pay as a result of going through the probate process? Well, that's a pretty complex question and it would take hours upon hours to address, but let me talk about one that's pretty easy to understand, and that is what's called the inheritance tax. Now, most people think that you have to pay an inheritance tax on everything that you inherit from somebody. And the answer could be further from the truth. In point of fact, most people, if they inherit, won't have to pay an inheritance tax because the Maryland legislature has carved out a number of exemptions. Who are exempted from having to pay inheritance tax? Well, mostly your relatives. So your spouse, your children, whether they be biological or adopted, your parents, your grandparents, your brother, your sister, spouse of a child, a business, if everybody in the business who of the owners is exempt, a charitable organization, etc. So as you can see, there's a lot of exemptions to having to pay the inheritance tax. So I usually tell people that the easy way to kind of figure it out is your blood relatives and their spouses and offspring are not subject to inheritance tax by and large. Who would be? Well, your nieces, your nephews, your neighbor, okay, your friends, they would be susceptible to having to pay an inheritance tax. And what is that tax? Well, in Maryland, it's 10% of the value of the inheritance. So a lot of folks, when they set up their estate plan, have the estate pay the tax, and therefore their beneficiary gets the net of whatever they bequested to that individual minus the taxes that they were going to have to pay. So that's a brief summary on inheritance tax. If you have any questions, feel free to call us, drop us a line, or ask a question in a comment below. We monitor all of those. And I look forward to seeing you again, and please stay safe and be